The following podcast is brought to you by Radio WICV. To learn more information about us, visit us at radiowicv.com in the description below. Thank you, and enjoy.
18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, what is this?
Oh my god.
Whoa, okay.
Stop it.
Yes, I did not think that the podcast was going to
Jesus
start off with that
Christ.
fucking bullshit. Okay, start. Oh god, I feel like already now people are like, what? I thought we were going to hear an interview with somebody. What's this bullcrap? Turn off. Like, someone's just fucking irritated from this shit. But okay, anyway, what's up, everybody? What's up, you beautiful listeners? It's Eli Copperman here again with another episode of Sketchicast. And this time, I have another guest who happens to be a pretty good friend of mine, the painting major, Branton Zhang. Say hi, Branton.
Hey, what up, guys? What's going on?
Come a little closer.
Yeah. God. It's great that you're having me here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. And we got 10 questions, so let's get her
Awesome.
started.
Yeah, let's do
So, my first question to you is, you're a painting major.
Yep.
Where did your interest in that medium occur? What was it when you were a kid, or did it happen a little later in your life?
Well, it happened a little later in my life, like particularly in high school. I was mostly into like sketching, drawing. I was, into like, drawing with pencil and stuff. But, when I saw like a bunch of Rembrandt paintings in a museum, I was like, all right, I gotta do this, I gotta at least like try to, paint and like master this skill, So, that's what I did. Just since like my junior year of high school, I started painting more extensively.
Nice.
And it was more of a realm of fine arts at the time. So at this point, I've literally I've expanded. I mean, it's not the first time I painted. Like, I painted when I was like really young, but I was with acrylic and stuff, and sometimes oil, but I wasn't truly into it at the time. But until high school came along, it went full circle. So
You basically just had a moment like, oh, inspiration.
yeah, pretty much. And I kept at it. Even though when I came to Micah, I was very adamant that I would be like a graphic designer. But I still want to do some graphic design, but it's not the kind of career path or the kind of direction my art
Is it
is going to.
is it like your concentration or something?
Yeah, it'll be my concentration.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So my second question is, this more so has to do with the state that you're from, which is Connecticut.
Yep.
How did growing up in that state impact your life, be it negatively or positively?
Well, I was born in Connecticut and lived there for most of my life. I lived in a small town called Westport, which was just 45 minutes north of New York City.
Nice.
And so essentially, like people were just saying, it doesn't really feel like real Connecticut. It's like more of a suburb of New York, but to me that was home. And it hits different once you like enter that state. It's one of the smallest states in the union.
Yeah.
I believe it's like the third smallest
I think
after Delaware, I believe.
No, maybe after New Jersey. I think Delaware's the second smallest. I could be wrong. I'm no geography expert, that's for sure.
Yeah. So because it's so small, you could pretty much go to any corner of the state and like get there within one day.
Right.
That's how small it is. And I guess it just took advantage of that because like summers I'd go up to eastern Connecticut, near Groton and stuff for summer camp and stuff, and we lived in our little suburb of Westport, but before I lived all over. I lived in New Canaan, Wilton, Darien for a little bit, Norwalk, and then finally living in Westport now, but it's a lot different. I lived in New York when I was really young. Lived outside of the country when I was really young, but I don't have much of a memory of those places. But when I came back to Connecticut, it's just feels like home,
Yeah. Well, actually, I think like you told me once that you were in Saudi Arabia at one point. What was that like?
So no, that was in Lebanon.
What Lebanon, not Saudi Arabia.
Lebanon. I did mention that I've been to Syria before. I had been to Syria in 2013, and at the time I believe like ISIS was like beginning to take more land and like rise and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean we entered into Syria. We were in this city just along the border. I forgot which city it was, but we didn't have to go through like through authorities or checkpoints or anything. We just drove right on in, and I believe at the time basically the government just collapsed. Like there was just no authority in the area except for whatever militias or rebels that were trying to gain a foothold. But
I feel so sorry for a good chunk of those countries.
Yeah, it was definitely different. Like, I wasn't really, I didn't know much about the Middle East before I went. In that one trip, I went to, Israel to check out the,
You went over to check out my people, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, found a lot of Bernie Sanders and.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, let's not make this political.
Yeah. No, it was actually really funny though. There were a lot of like Brooklyn Jews there, which is really funny. I met more Brooklyn Jews than I ever did in my life while I was in Israel. Yeah. They mostly spent a lot of time in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, but
nice.
Yeah, just getting outside and going to like the West Bank, it was just completely different. Like the tour bus I was in was shot at by fucking like AKs.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm not joking. Like our Israeli tour, not tour bus. It was more of a tour van. It was one of those like larger Mercedes like vans and stuff made for like carrying at least like a dozen people or something. But anyway, while we were like driving through the West Bank, we were driving through this some village at night. People start to come out. It's after like Ramadan or something, and people are staying inside the whole day, and they start to come out, and But like, when we were stopped for a second, I literally saw like on one of the roofs I saw this like really bright muzzle flash, and immediately like you could see the outline of the person when that flash came out. You could see the outline of person, their gun, and everything. It was.
Jesus.
And actually, our van got hit.
Oh fuck!
The roof of our van was, hit with a 7.62, which was a AK round.
Did anyone get hurt?
No. Like right when that happened, our driver, who was actually Palestinian, drove off like he was used to this,
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that we got targeted was because we were in a Israeli van,
Jesus.
So that's like the it's the tension that's going on there. Just sucks,
Yeesh. Did not. Yeah. I apologize to anyone listening to this if this turned really depressing, but.
Nah, it was like when that happened, I gotta tell you, I got the biggest like adrenaline rush in my life,
Like at that moment, you're just like fuck.
Yeah.
Or something.
Like when we heard the shot, like when I saw the muzzle flash and heard the shot, and like, heard that like bullet enter the roof and stuff. Like, you can imagine how much of a shock that must have been,
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange afterwards. It felt good, Like it was like the hardest drug, at that moment, and that like you want to crave more after that. But then like soon after it just hits you really hard, and you start to like,
I guess
feel a little anxious and stuff.
I guess that's one way to get going.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I guess we steered way off whatever I was going to talk about, but beside that,
yeah.
great information though. But
Yeah.
who would you say? And this is the next question. Who would you say is your biggest influence, even if it comes down to a relative?
Yeah, biggest influence. I mean, well, I mean, I look up to many artists and try emulate their skills and stuff, their kind of craftsmanship and touch.
Mm-hmm.
These are all painters, but artists like Mark Boges, Mark Shasha, a lot of Marks, yeah, Tom Hughes, artists like them, they're just super precise and very fluid in their craft, and
Yeah.
I always try to like emulate them because it's like, how do I get on their level,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I totally get what you mean. Like
Yeah.
there's so many artists who like I look at their work and I'm like, they make me look like a lazy slacker.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I'm like, teach me your ways,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, with Mark Boges, like, he put up, his, like, palette, like, his palette list and his, like, mediums and, how he makes them and stuff, and I just emulated everything that he did, like, all the supplies that he got and stuff, just so I could, like, like, be better,
Mm-hmm.
But,
Nice.
yeah, that's my inspirations, I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But secretly, your favorite artist is Picasso. No, I have no idea.
Well, I don't know. Well, Picasso's style, it's unique. I'll give him that. But it's not my favorite.
Picasso is overrated.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of artists that I really, really like is J.M.W. Turner.
Oh, nice.
English painter.
Nice.
Love him. It's just you could see the emotion, the movement in his paintings. It's so gripping.
Yeah. Great examples.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they've been. I'm sure that they've helped you out in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Even on like school projects, I imagine.
Yeah, for real.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so here's another big question.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to the arts, you're also an aspiring air pilot.
Yeah.
So, what inspired your fascination with aircraft and flight, let alone the tactics?
Yeah, I mean, this started during high school, actually, and started during my freshman year. It started out that, that my friend of mine was, in this, like, club that, like, engineered planes and stuff, for Sikorsky, which is one of the biggest defense contractors in the Northeast, especially in Connecticut. And, since he's my friend, and he was like, hey, just join so he could fill out more attendance and stuff for this club. I was like, yeah, why not? And, he had, like, free pizza there, so it was like, hey, free food, But when I went there, I was taken back. I was, like really interested in how helicopters, how planes worked, And from there, I was, I always wanted to, become a pilot and stuff. But in the past, I was always interested in airplanes, especially, passenger planes and stuff. And this older plane, not many people might know about today, is Concorde.
Nice.
It's this supersonic plane. It's just ahead of its time. But yeah, I mean, at the time I was got interested in it. Asked my mom and dad if I could take a few like flight classes, maybe see what happens. So they were like, yeah, why not? I'll learn somewhere somehow. So
you'll find a way.
Yeah. So I started going to flight school and
Nice.
Started putting in the hours and stuff.
Would you do that like on the weekends or something?
Yeah, I did it like on the weekends mostly, and sometimes I did it like Wednesday afternoon after school.
Cool.
I'd go fly school immediately to the flight school, and at first there was just like a couple months of just like sitting at a desk, like classroom style. But then they start putting you on the plane with an instructor. They put you in flight simulators first, then the instructors, and
I hope you weren't nervous.
yeah, I was, really nervous, but surprisingly, it's very easy to fly those planes. It's like once you know everything and get the feel for it, it comes naturally,
Mm-hmm.
But if you're wondering what kind of planes I'm on the Cessna 182s. Started out on the Cessna 172s, and which is one of those like very basic, anyone can learn kind of plane to, start moving up from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, that's a fair point. Have you seen any of the Hayao Miyazaki movies?
No, I don't think so.
Oh darn! For the record, he made Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, and stuff.
Yeah.
Some films of his, especially Porco Rosso and The Wind Rises, have a really interesting display on aircraft. So if you haven't seen them, definitely check them out.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Miyazaki is a big admirer of planes. He's got to have those planes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've got to have my plane on display. Oh God.
My God.
Is there such a thing as airplane porn?
Sadly, there is. Oh God. Sadly, there is, especially on Reddit.
Oh,
it's
fuck.
r/airplane porn.
Oh no.
Don't ask me how I know about that, but
at least it's not on 4chan.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of it's not really like a very explicit thread. Like people just post pictures of like planes and it's called airplane porn. But there are some times when I see like illustrations that people drew of.
Wait, there have been people who try to make airplanes look sexy?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Well, I
gotta look this up.
Yeah. I mean, I just saw this one like picture of an airplane fucking another airplane. It was so fucking weird. Like,
time to fuel her up.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like one of those planes that could refuel planes midair and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It was that plane, but it was like actually like banging another plane.
Oh my God. What has this become?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is
I swear
my
to God,
life
fuck the
doing?
internet.
The internet's filled with a lot of weirdos.
Yeah, sadly.
Oh God.
But yeah, I wouldn't suggest looking that particular picture up. But oh God. All right. Yeah, if you want to see it, be my guest. But I mean, yeah, Jesus, like lost faith in humanity already.
Oh man, I've lost faith in humanity years ago. Okay, but with that said and done, now they say that no one has their life go the way that they planned it, which I think is a very, very accurate thing to say, because no one ever ends up where they plan, I think.
Yeah.
And even those who do, like, that's very few. So, with that said, before graduating high school, where did you think your future would lead to?
Before high school, I was, thinking of a different path in life, actually.
You weren't planning on even being here at Micah?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going to college, Like,
really?
Originally my original plan was to go into the Navy and, get into, like, the flight program and, become a pilot or helicopter pilot. Get more experience and then, like, afterwards, get out of college. Get out of the Navy, go to college, or go into a job,
Yeah.
to the field. That was my original plan.
I'm too much of a wuss to join either that or the Army. Like, I couldn't do either or.
Well, don't go into the Marines.
No, the Marines would fuck me up.
Like, unless you're really buff and can actually take it mentally and physically.
God, no.
Like, go ahead, but like,
man,
at least you gotta train up for that.
Enough testosterone, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the Marines are just too rough and too rough,
We've I'm sorry if we offended any Marines, but we're true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting actually. I think
Yeah.
come to think of it, if I can give like an example of somebody, I believe because my grandpa like during I guess I don't remember if he actually attended college or not, but like sometime after he graduated high school, he ended up in the U.S. Army because he fought during World War II.
Oh yeah.
And he wasn't in like any physical combat or anything. He just more so did like technician stuff. So like it can happen to anybody if they decide to join it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It could have. Yeah, it could happen to anybody. Yeah, as for me at the time, I just wanted to, go in and like, because I had like a plan. Like Navy's not everything. So. I want to do stuff afterwards, but
Right.
Until it came down to it, when I took the oath and things like that, it's pretty much at that point like signed my life away. Like I couldn't be in the Navy anymore. I was informed that like I had some medical issues and wasn't allowed. I couldn't like continue on, so
That sucks.
yeah. But what came out of it? It's I went to an art school instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good alternative.
Yeah. I mean, like, Micah was one of only like 3 art schools that I applied to.
I was gonna say actually that actually goes into my next question.
Really?
Whether or not you applied to more colleges than just Micah. Why'd you end up settling here, one of the most prestigious art colleges in the country, as well as the oldest?
Yeah, I mean, like during the whole college process, I was like, I applied to many places. It was just like all over the country, except for the West Coast.
I applied to Cal-Arts.
Yeah, except for the West Coast, I can't do California. I'm sorry.
Fucking wildfires, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I've been just like the fucking pizzas there is shit. So.
We're that's also something that we're correct on.
Yeah.
Dude, the freaking pineapple pizza. Ugh.
Yeah, fucking like kill yourself.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm
kidding. Sorry.
We're kidding. We're kidding. We're fucking around.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I mostly applied to schools on the East Coast and like the South. I applied to student purchase in New York and.
Did you apply to places like SCAD or UArts or something?
I applied to Cooper Union in New York as well. 2 art schools in New York and 1 art school, Micah, in Baltimore. And it was only one of 3 art schools I applied to, and the rest were just like regular universities or liberal art schools. And it was like varied. It was like all over the country. Like I was choosing between Bowdoin College or Micah. When it came down to it.
What made you settle here?
Well, for one, Micah gave me a lot more of scholarship money.
Oh yeah.
So that was why. But it was also because like the art scene at Micah, in particular, is like stronger than it is in Bowdoin.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't know, Bowdoin is up in Maine.
Oh.
And like I love Maine, but like they have art classes there and stuff, but I have to do attend a lot of classes and do a certain amount of courses that I don't have an interest in, so
yeah, it also depends on like what they would offer, and like how it would benefit you depending if you did well in a class or not.
Yeah, I mean like the only art classes they had up there was a painting class and like a few painting classes, an illustration class, and like a graphic design class, I believe. So like it was a very limited, art department up there. And like I was playing there, it was mostly because like I want to do graphic design or painting and maybe do something else, up there. Some place I get like a a real job in, at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, thank you, Sammy Hoy. You gave me 1,000 more, and that's what brought me here.
Sammy Hoy offers a lot.
Yeah, I know.
This podcast is sponsored
He would offer
by
his
Sammy
soul.
Hoy.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But yeah, I guess that's a good way to put that origin story to rest.
Yep.
So besides painting, what other forms of art do you like dabbling into? And beyond that, have you found that you enjoy something else here besides your major or even upcoming minor?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good question. I mean, primarily, like, at this point, I'm into, like, painting, but, there's, like, a lot of graphic design that I'm into as well, and, because graphic design has a lot of options, has a lot of, like, job opportunities in that field that I like to get into. But, I got interested in, like, drawing as well, and, rekindled my interest in drawing.
Nice.
A little bit of illustration as well.
Nice.
And, it's... I'm mostly a painter at this point, but, I like to, expand my, skills, elsewhere, so that's, I guess it, yeah.
I like to do anime.
Oh my god.
Wait.
I gotta tell you though, what really surprised me is that, like I thought, like, art schools would have, like, an anime major.
I would be so happy if there was an anime major. That, like,
Yeah.
I would actually, like, cry in tears of joy.
There's a reason why I applied to mostly, like, regular colleges,
I can see why. Fucking, like, although, what would, like,
Yeah.
if there was an anime major, what would the courses be? What would it be, like, watching anime, analyzing anime, drawing anime, doing
Yeah.
anime voices? Yo! Woo!
Yeah.
What the?
I mean, just, I guess it'll be very exaggerated, that whole class. Like, everyone's emotions would be super exaggerated, all their movements and everything.
Anime characters have expressions? Boom!
Yeah.
Kidding, but yeah, like when no, they do like really weird wild takes with sketchy eyes and shit.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why, it's just not realistic, but I mean, like...
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's fucking drawings.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, oh god, And there's several times I've grown to, like, dislike anime, to be honest with you, but, like, there are more than a dozen times at the school where, like, people ask me, like, if I do anime or if I could, like, draw anime.
Have people asked you that because, like, well, for lack of a better term, nerd?
Partially. Hopefully it's that, but, oh god. Like, sometimes I always started out with them trying to speak Japanese to me, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's, I think that might be racist. I don't know. I don't want to.
I don't know, man, but it's like...
It's just weird. Like,
yeah. Yeah, they started, like, speaking to me in Japanese and shit, and, like, I decided to, like, troll them one time. Like, I just didn't say anything until, like, I was like, okay, bro. Until they fished. And I gotta tell you, the look on their face, man.
I think as an animation major, one thing that is unfortunately asked by plenty of people that have known majors and other people in general is like, oh, you do animation, does that mean you draw anime? Anime is not bad, it's just those fucking idiots who just have the nerve to just ruin all the fun.
Yep, yeah, pretty much.
I will listen. I'll draw.
It's not as bad as illustration, where it's all about that, like, Rule 34 crap, you know.
God. Wait, art students draw Rule 34 shit in class?
No, no, not in class. But I mean, like, I heard in several instances here in like people like, drawing like Rule 34 type crap.
Well, actually,
for people for like money and stuff.
I have a story. Oh, like commissions, basically.
Yeah, for commissions, but also out of pure passion as well.
Whatever. I'm okay with that rule, honestly. Although Fun story. At my previous college,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names here because I don't do that.
Yeah.
But there was one person at my previous college. I think these drawings actually ended up in the recycling bin, but I found them, and they were these really weird, lewd, creepy anime drawings, and I'm like, what the fuck are these? And someone later told me, oh yeah, there's this guy who drew like a Christian anime or something. I'm like, okay.
A Christian anime?
I guess so. A fucking Christian anime.
Well, they
I
like
ain't
draw.
converting.
Well, they draw fucking like Moses splitting the Red Sea or some shit like that.
That's Jewish, or Hebrew.
I don't know. Fuck. Just Christian shit. Like, do they draw that?
They fucking draw Jesus' private parts on his inside his mouth, and he just engulfs it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Oh my god.
What is this podcast?
No
turning
wonder
into?
he fucking died for our sins, like because of this.
Just swallow.
I swear, yeah, our world is going downhill very fast.
I think hasn't it already been going downhill?
Well, yeah, since like the fucking 50s.
I think it's been going downhill earlier, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so with that said, my next question, we're almost done, but one of the trickiest challenges anyone faces is to balance their social life with their professional life. So, how have you managed to split and even work around your stay in the school alongside your own hobbies and social gatherings?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about like time management at the end, you know. You know, particularly with my major, like painting, it could be very time consuming. You know,
Yeah.
like, you know, you're painting. Sometimes you're painting for long hours, and you know, it takes a lot of time. It's a lot of like, you know, a lot of like almost busy work almost. But
Yeah, you gotta kiss a lot of ass, and you gotta like soak up a lot of like long late night hours.
yeah, you know, like. You know, the process of painting it's a long process in of itself, but like, you know, as for me, I work kind of slow, but you know, like while I'm doing, I start off with like a wood panel. I usually go Home Depot for that, like get them like, you know, cut me like bunch of wood panels and stuff, bring it back, sand it down, gesso it. Gessoing could take a little while, you know, just layers and layers of gesso.
Nice.
And then after that, it's priming. Then, you know, adding in, like, you know, layers and stuff, going dark to light, you know, like going layers and layers, and you have to wait for the paint to dry each time.
Yeah.
That could be time consuming, and just, yeah, it's a very time consuming process, but it's worth it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I find great pleasure in completing a painting, so.
Nice. You should be.
Yeah.
Should be. That's awesome, actually, because, I mean, I can imagine, like, having friends is great and all, but then, like,
Yeah.
you can't always hang out with them. Like, I would love to hang out with certain people, but, like, I gotta do work, and if I'm doing one or the other, like,
Yeah.
if I'm doing too much of one thing, then it's like, oh, crap, I'm not doing enough of the other.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's, you know, it goes into all, like, time management and stuff, but, yeah, the way I found it, it's just I tend to, you know, hang out with my friends more on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Weekdays, I'm usually busy, but,
Yeah. Most of the time you would see them during, like, lunch or dinner or something.
yeah, pretty much. And, you know, I tend to see them, like, you know, sometimes at night or, like, trickled out during the week.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, the weekend is, you know, it's for the boys, especially Saturday.
It's your time to get shit-faced.
Yeah.
Weekend for the boys, oh God. And now
Yeah.
I think...
Sundays for Jesus.
Weekend for your boys? Oh, that's sexist.
Yeah.
God, Brandon. I feel offended as a boy.
Hey, Peter, let's go to the clam, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. What's going on with you now? That's one of my worst Peter Griffin.
Yeah, I'm Joe Swanson. I'm a cop, but I'm a crippled cop.
And and I'm gonna get your mama Mike Schmoigen.
Oh, bring it on! Oh my god.
Yeah! Alright!
Yeah! Alright!
Oh god, I think
Oh,
this
yeah.
podcast just turned into a fucking dick measuring contest.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ. And now...
Yeah, yours a fucking 2-inch, man.
Ooh! Nah, actually it's about 1.
There we go.
Oh god, I am going to hell for this. I might as well just get thrown out of the fucking school. people are just gonna hear this. I'm like, this person's canceled. Get out.
Yeah, you're going cancel culture, your ass right
Oh, cancel culture. I have a lot of opinions on that, but we're not here to discuss that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So I got 2 more questions left. We'll try to wrap this up as quick as we can.
there. Yeah, sure.
So I guess this is your second year at MICA, right?
Yep. Sophomore year.
Even though you still have a while and you'll graduate after me, I think. Where do you see yourself after MICA, honestly?
Where do I see myself? Well, hopefully I could try like getting into a field of graphic design. You know, starting off, you know, in a job somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, preferably like live around, you know, New York, New England, you know, where I'm from, Connecticut area or DMV, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like any job openings, doesn't matter like where, just as long as on the East Coast, I'd go for that. You know, honestly, like I don't really like see myself living in Baltimore after, you know, college, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
It's not the best city.
yeah. But, you know, I have my roots in Connecticut, so
Oh yeah.
I'm going back there, especially in Boston, so
Boston.
Boston.
That place is racist.
So they say. Yeah.
There's no diversity there.
Yeah. Yeah, the kind of people that say that shit are fucking Yankees fans.
Oof. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's beside the point.
Can't win for shit.
You know, come to think of it, you said that you wouldn't mind living in like New York. I honestly kind of agree. I think I'd much rather live in New York or Philadelphia than fucking Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah, for real. I
LA
mean,
is fucked.
yep. Super expensive. And
Yep, more expensive than New York. Well, actually, I don't know which one's more expensive, but
well, I mean, New York City's like very expensive to live.
Yeah.
But you know, as I said before, I live only like 45 minutes outside the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you take the train and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I guess I'll be one of those regular commuters then.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't mind that, but
No, neither would I.
yeah, and you know, it doesn't have to be in the big cities. You know, there's like a lot of graphic design companies spread around like all over the U.S. So
Right.
you know, it's a matter of just finding it and you know, seeing whichever one works out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I wouldn't mind living in D.C. too. I mean,
Really.
I mean, Washington, I like Washington a lot, you know? It's, you know, there's a lot of cool things to do. It, you know, it has almost like the same vibe as Baltimore. Like, you got the same architecture and stuff. But it just hits different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You feel a lot more safer there. Now, I don't know, it's because if there's, like, fucking security cameras everywhere watching every move.
Well, I mean, there kind of has to be. It's a very protective city.
Oh yeah, that's for a good reason, you know. Yeah, but you know, I wouldn't mind living in D.C. especially. It's, you know, I have my like cousins, I have family living there,
Nice.
and you know, there's a lot of nice places, you know, around that area. So you know, it's not a bad place to live, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just anywhere, I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but preferably if I were to start out, I would, you know, go back home for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, live in Connecticut. It's, you know, have a lot of my family, have a lot of my friends there. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's like if I'm going to, you know, uproot my life and, you know, live somewhere else, I gotta at least like know someone there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I think, as
Yeah.
to quote the Beatles, you'll get by with a little help from your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
To all my friends out there, I love every single one of you. No joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Same goes for my friends John and Jimmy. The 203 gang will live on.
Aw.
And yeah, I'll see you guys on Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Carve that turkey and shove the stuffing up its ass.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll be we'll be watching a Red Sox game and drinking a lot of PBRs when we first meet up. But yeah, I hope to see you guys again if they're listening.
I can't wait to rewatch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's such a sweet movie.
Yeah.
All right, and so this is the last question I have, and feel free to go, be as profound as you want.
Yeah, shoot.
I've also like this is gonna be I think from now on, at least mostly the question that I'll ask every person I have on this podcast, because I've asked the first few. So whether it be personal or professional, what would you say have been both the toughest and proudest moments in your life, and how did they impact you?
Toughest and proudest moments. Well, yeah, I mean, like, for me, going through high school, that was like that was a tough part of my life. It was
you can't go through high school and not have at least one really rough moment. This is coming from someone who felt miserable during his
no, but for me, this was like all like, well, I mean, senior year was a little better actually, but I mean, like, all throughout high school it wasn't that great. I didn't like it too much.
Were you like introverted?
Yeah. I had like, had like five friends at the time. A lot of my best friends at the time, and we all got through it together. The bros and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. At the time I was like going through stuff, and like high school just wasn't best. It wasn't the best time.
It also like it's also not really helpful when like you find that those really mean people in high school, because when people are at their most cruel in high school, they are at their most fucking cruel.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just turns into a total clusterfuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I won't get into it too much, but I mean, like, for me, high school was difficult. And, not because I, like, struggled with academics or anything, it's because it was just, I was going through stuff, and, I didn't particularly enjoy it, When people say that, like, high school is supposed to be one of the best times in their life.
That's a load of bullshit.
They're fucking lying.
Fucking bullshit. I don't believe
either they peaked during high school, or they're bullshitting you,
No. It's either they had like one of those fluke moments in high school, or that they were like jocks. They were like, yeah, that was the best time. Like, fuck all.
Yeah.
Like, go kick your football somewhere else. I don't fucking like. Well, I won't say I hated high school, but it wasn't the best time for me.
Yeah, exactly. And just people are super like fucking judgmental. Like fuck off, Like, goddamn.
Fuck off, you nerd, or something.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like at the time, just like the things I was into, like I was into flying planes or like doing art and like that kind of stuff. Like people weren't particularly supportive of that, and
what I was interested the most in high school, most people weren't, and most of what they were into, I was like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It also doesn't help that I could not stand pop culture then.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know why, but for some reason at art college, and maybe it's because I found my people, but I feel as if like that type of culture is more enjoyable here.
Yeah.
Whereas like in high school, I just found it really fucking cringy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why. In high school, like, there were like a lot of good moments, a lot of funny moments. And, it was like, that was cool with like, a lot of people in high school and stuff. But overall, it was like
fuck all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, there's nothing really too, memorable that I did, And at the end, I was like, I just want to get out of this town, and like, get out of this school and just like.
Yeah, I was so happy to go to art college when I did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was doing something different. I just want to like get out as soon as possible. Like I, got signed up for a Navy and stuff, and was just planning on you know, like not going to graduation, but like just get my diploma early so I could go in and stuff.
Did you attend your graduation?
Yeah, I ended up attending at the end, but yeah, I know, right?
Well, I mean, your last name ends with a Z, so obviously you were one of the last people.
Yeah, you can believe there's a lot of people with the last name Z, like Zelk and like last names like that,
Zachariah,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just want to get in, get out, get my diploma and leave,
Like fuck this place, like fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, fuck this shit, I'm out.
As for anyway, that was your toughest. What about your proudest?
God damn, proudest moments has to be like during high school as well. I mean, like there are certain things that I did and actually accomplished that like I'm still like patting my back to this day. Like
what?
I'm not sure if I should mention it.
Oh.
But there are some things.
You got drunk.
Well, I mean that's that's not only it, but I mean like accomplished a few things. In high school, I don't think I should mention it, but it's I'm like still like to this day I'm like, damn, how did I even do that?
I've done that. That reminds me of when I was in high school, especially when I did like my senior project and like that art mural, and also like really trying to like, okay, I'm studying animation now in my own spare time while also having a tutor. These are not good, but I'm having fun doing them.
Yeah, for me it was mostly just it was by my senior year actually. I was mostly like chilled out, just hanging out with friends, with my own group of friends. We would like do stuff together, and then like I would go to school, like go to flight school, and do other things, go work at my job, and things were just normal, Like Saturdays were reserved for the boys, Fridays and Saturday nights were reserved for the boys, and just became something out of it, and
Nice.
I sort of miss that actually.
Oh.
I think hang out with the boys Saturday night,
Come to think of it, back, my friend and I used to consistently like call each other like every Saturday and just to talk about shit.
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. I remember though during springtime, like, when I was with friends, we'd like go onto our porch and like have a few drinks, sit around, have a smoke and stuff, and we just talk about like shit, just talk about whatever.
You just talk about why the sky is blue.
Yeah.
And why our planet is fucked.
And sometimes like we would all like in our car, we would drive to the beach, we'd get out and like sit up on the hood and just like talk about shit,
Nice.
And that was nice, and I miss that. It was because that was real,
Mm-hmm.
That was real. Nothing could ever replace that,
Yeah, that's a really, really good thing to remember. Nothing can replace the time you have with friends.
Yeah, especially I don't know if anyone else does it, but like whenever I go back home, man, like I would always like drive by or like go to places that like where my friends hung out and stuff, and just like revisit certain places, and just like I would drive by my high school and be all like, "Fuck you!" Yeah, be like that partially, but I'm like, damn, memories,
Yeah.
Just like going around, I don't know why. Like every time I go back home, it's always nostalgic.
Yeah. Whenever whenever I'd be home for the summer, I would just walk around the places, and sometimes I would even like look at my school and laugh at it secretly, like, haha, fuck you, I don't have to go back to you.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, this is to my friends out there, to John and Philly. You know, hopefully you're I hope you're doing well at your job.
Nice.
Yeah. And Jimbo, don't let the fucking drill sergeants get to you. You know, he's in that Naval Academy, so like, rest in peace.
Good luck.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. And Creighton, dude, I hope you're doing well in your band, bro. Like, yeah. Let me get the band name, actually. It's just new. But,
well, you can mention it, but we're actually going to wrap the things up now. So, with that said and done, that's pretty much it, folks. Before we do officially leave, Branton, where can people find you via social media?
Well, you could add me on Instagram if you want. You could. It's Sir Brantons.
Oh, that's so pretentious.
Oh.
I'm Sir Brantons.
Sir Brantons, and it ends with a Z. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Sir Brantons, and you could follow my art account, which is Branton Zhang art.
Mm-hmm.
So
also on Instagram.
Yeah, also on Instagram. Yep. And I guess that's it. You know, it's primarily what I use. You know.
Nice. And with that said and done, we are going to end it off here, folks. So until next time, and hopefully the next time will not be as depressing and fluctuating. But no offense, this was actually a lot of fun. But
yeah.
Until next time, see y'all later.
Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.